Hello again, everybody. This is Ryan from Ryan's Guitar Shop. I just wanted to make a quick little video now that I've had some experience working with Dorico 5 to compare and contrast some different features. In this case, quite surprisingly, I'm going to share a feature that Dorico does better. Now, again, I made a video. You can click here in the corner and see that about talking about why Finale went away, but it's no longer being updated. And last week when Apple sent out the iOS, or not the iOS, but the Mac OS update, I had to make sure I turned this off because I wanted to make sure I could still use Finale. And as long as I leave that there, I technically could, but I know that eventually the computer's not going to run as well as it could. So right now I've turned off the updates till I'm 100% sure I'm ready to update, because once I do, Finale will be useless to me. The first thing I've needed to do is transfer these files. These green ones are the MXL files. Those were, I had to export the original Finale file to this so that they will open up in Dorico without having to restart every file. And I've got hundreds of files. So I'm kind of making sure I keep double and triple checking because I don't want to lose anything. I want at least have the access to this, so I've been making sure that all my files there. So this weekend I finally just sucked it up and says, okay, I gotta try this. I did buy the version already. It was $150. I went and bought it because if I waited, it was going to be $500. So I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I just need to do it. So I said, I've got to suck it up. I've got to learn it. So I had to do a duet this weekend, put up on my website for sale. Now this is not the one I did, but this is very similar. So I want to share one feature that I found was very easy to use that Finale was kind of a struggle with. So we're going to go ahead and open up this with Dorico 5. First and foremost, you can see that it does open pretty cleanly. Importing from one to the next. I don't know if every file will do that, but here's hoping that most of them do. So what I usually do with the duets when I go to sell them, I have the score with the standard notation notes, but I usually extract and make separate files or pages for guitar part 1, guitar part 2, and add tablature into these. I usually don't add the tablature of the score. I usually leave it there. So in Finale, I'd have to go to file, extract the parts, and then what it would do is it would recognize the file, and it was great. It would export it, but it would export it into separate files. So this would be guitar 1, guitar 2, and you can see that. If I close that here, if you go here, that's why I have Allegro 1, Allegro 2, that's guitar 1 and 2, and then I have the score. So it kind of makes extra files from there. Not a big deal. That's just what I used to. I used to have to go into the new file, lay it all out. It wouldn't lay it out necessarily perfect, so there's a little bit of work to do. The worst thing about it is if I changed anything in the score, I had to go back and either extract the part, redo all that again, or carefully make sure I went to the new part and made any changes from there. So when I got to this point on my duet this weekend, I was like, okay, well, the first thing I want to do is extract or separate these parts. So I did a little research, and it did take me a long time to do this, but I did spend a lot of time on their forums here. I think this is the instruction book, table of contents. This really helped out a lot. The search was great, and watched a few videos, so I knew that that's what's going to happen to be. But once I learned these, I'm hoping that this will be just as good as Finale for me. So once I found out what it is, it's so ridiculously easy. It's kind of funny. In fact, if I look right here into this tab of full score, it automatically considers each one of those guitar parts as basically a separate file, or in this case they call it layers, I think. So automatically, just by opening the file, it automatically recognized the multiple parts, and I'm able to then edit. Now even better is once I make a change in the score, it automatically will change the guitar part 1 or whatever I need to do. So I can go now into guitar part 1, I can add the tab, which I'll do another video later because there were some cool features there, and make it from there. But the first thing I wanted to show is just how easy it is to switch between the various parts. Just, again, one button click versus others, but more importantly, one file. I don't need to have separate files, and one file I can change, and it will automatically change all the parts. So I'm going to add a few of these as I go to kind of hopefully help you maybe make your transition a little bit easier. Mine will be kind of guitar oriented because that's the music I'm dealing with, but I mean, some of these things could help for anybody. So hopefully that will help you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.